The Young and the Restless. Spoilers. The shocking truth. Nate's twin brother and the dark past of Amy. In a world where secrets define destinies and truth often remains buried, the revelation of Nate's twin brother, Damian, is a bombshell that no one saw coming, except for those who have long suspected that Amy's shadowy past held more than a few skeletons. The journey from heartbreak to revelation promises to change the lives of Nate, Damian, and everyone in their orbit forever. A long-buried truth emerges. For years, Nate believed he was an only child. His childhood, though filled with love, was marked by an unspoken sorrow in his mother's eyes, a sorrow he could never fully understand. It wasn't until recently, through a series of cryptic hints and unexplained tension, that Nate began to piece together the fragments of a hidden truth. The truth, however, was far more painful than he imagined. Nate's mother, in a moment of overwhelming grief, had confessed that the day he was born was supposed to be a day of double joy. She had given birth to twin boys. But while Nate was placed in her arms, the doctor delivered devastating news: the second child hadn't survived. What she didn't know, what no one knew, was that this was a lie. Her second son hadn't died. He had been stolen, taken from her in the cruelest act imaginable. And the person responsible? Amy, a woman who had inserted herself into their lives, carrying a secret too monstrous to fathom. Amy's dark secret. Amy's involvement in this tragedy is nothing short of villainous. Under the guise of friendship and care, she had woven herself into the fabric of Nate's family. But her actions on that fateful day had nothing to do with kindness. Driven by her own twisted desires, Amy had stolen Nate's twin brother, Damian, moments after his birth. She had manipulated the medical staff, fabricated the death certificate, and disappeared with the newborn. Why? Perhaps it was an insatiable need to fill a void in her own life. Perhaps it was jealousy, resentment, or a warped sense of entitlement. Whatever the reason, her crime was unforgivable. She robbed a mother of her child, a brother of his sibling, and Damian of a life that should have been his to live. The reappearance of Damian. As Nate uncovers the truth, the pieces begin to fall into place. A chance encounter with Damian, a man who looks exactly like him, leaves him questioning everything he thought he knew. Damian, raised under a different name and in a different world, had no idea he was adopted, let alone kidnapped. His life, though seemingly ordinary, had always been shadowed by questions about his true identity. When Nate and Damian finally meet face to face, the shock is mutual. It's not just their identical appearance that stuns them, it's the realization that they share more than just DNA. They share a story of pain, loss, and betrayal, one that they are only beginning to understand. Amy's web of lies. Amy, now confronted with the undeniable truth, scrambles to maintain her narrative. She claims that Nate and Damian are merely half-brothers, sharing the same father but different mothers. It's a desperate attempt to muddy the waters, to cast doubt on the undeniable similarities between the two men. But the truth cannot be silenced. DNA tests confirm what Nate and Damian already know in their hearts: they are twins, stolen from each other by the very woman who now stands before them. The reckoning. The revelation leaves Nate and Damian with a choice: how do they respond to Amy's monstrous betrayal? Damian, having grown up believing Amy to be his mother, struggles to reconcile the woman he knew with the truth of what she's done. Nate, on the other hand, feels the weight of his mother's long-hidden grief and the injustice of it all. Amy didn't just steal you, Nate tells Damian in a quiet moment. She stole a part of me, too. She stole the chance for us to grow up together, to know each other. She took away something we can never get back. Amy, sensing the walls closing in, pleads for forgiveness. She claims she acted out of love, that she wanted to give Damian a better life. But her excuses fall flat. The damage she's done is too great, and her motivations too selfish. Nate and Damian decide that forgiveness is not theirs to give. Amy must answer for her actions, not just to them, but to the law. They vow to hold her accountable, to ensure that she faces justice for the pain she's caused. Healing and moving forward despite the weight of their shared trauma, Nate and Damian find solace in each other. They are determined to build the bond that was stolen from them, to reclaim the time they lost. For Nate's mother, the discovery of her long-lost son brings both sorrow and joy, a chance to heal, but also the painful reminder of the years that can never be recovered. As for Amy, her fate lies in the hands of the justice system. Whether she truly understands the gravity of her actions remains unclear, but one thing is certain: her reign of lies is over. A new chapter. The story of Nate and Damian is one of heartbreak and resilience, betrayal and redemption. While their journey begins in tragedy, it is ultimately a testament to the strength of family and the unbreakable bond of brotherhood. Together, they will face whatever comes next, armed with the truth and the promise of a future built on trust, not lies. And Amy? She will be a cautionary tale, a reminder that the truth, no matter how deeply buried, always finds a way to the surface. A tale of two brothers, Nate's life in Genoa and the mystery of Damian. The arrival of Damian in Genoa City is bound to shake the foundation of Nate Hastings' life. For years, Nate has been the embodiment of resilience and determination, carving out a respected life for himself in the city. The revelation that he has a twin brother, stolen at birth, is a mix of joy and uncertainty. While the prospect of a new bond brings hope for a brighter future, the shadow of Damian's past and his connection with Amy leaves questions lingering in the air. The brother Nate never knew. For Nate, Damian's sudden appearance is both a blessing and a challenge. As someone who values family and relationships, Nate is overjoyed at the thought of having a brother, a connection he never thought possible. The initial meetings between the two are marked by an undeniable bond. Despite their years apart, there's an instant camaraderie, a shared sense of curiosity about what their lives could have been if not for Amy's treachery. But this new relationship is not without complications. Damian's upbringing with Amy, a woman whose actions have proven manipulative and self-serving, raises concerns. What values has Damian inherited? Can he adapt to life in Genoa City, where trust and integrity matter more than the survival instincts he may have developed while living under Amy's influence? Who is Damian? Damian's personality is a puzzle to everyone in Genoa City. At first glance, he seems charming, charismatic, and eager to connect with Nate and explore his new surroundings. But beneath the surface lies a complexity that Nate, and the rest of the city, can't ignore. A troubled past. Having grown up under Amy's care, Damian's worldview is shaped by her manipulations. Her influence has left him with a mix of ambition and mistrust, traits that could either drive him to success or lead him down a darker path. Unpredictable behavior. Damian's unpredictable nature becomes apparent as he navigates his new life. While he genuinely seems to want a relationship with Nate, there are moments when his temper flares or his actions seem calculated, raising suspicions about his true intentions. A struggle for identity. Living in Nate's shadow is no easy task. Damian grapples with feelings of inadequacy and jealousy as he adjusts to being part of Nate's world. A world where he must rely on his twin brother for support. The role of Amy, a mastermind or a regretful guardian? Amy's role in Damian's life, and now in Nate's, cannot be overlooked. For over 20 years, she has been the only mother figure Damian has known. Her actions shaped him into the man he is today, and her presence in Genoa City is a source of tension and suspicion. What does Amy want? Amy's sudden re-entry into Nate's life, facilitated by Damian, raises red flags. Is she here to reconcile, or does she have ulterior motives? Her history of manipulation suggests the latter. A plan for the Winter's Empire? Speculation begins to swirl. Could Amy and Damian be plotting to use Nate to gain a foothold in the powerful Winters family? Nate's position within the Winters Empire makes him an attractive target, and Amy has shown she's willing to go to any lengths to achieve her goals. Nate's dilemma. Nate's life, once orderly and predictable, is thrown into chaos. On one hand, he feels a deep sense of responsibility to help Damian adjust to his new life. On the other hand, he can't ignore the warning signs: Damian's erratic behavior, Amy's presence, and the growing unease that something isn't right. Building trust. Nate wants to believe in Damian, but trust is hard-earned. As he opens his home and heart to his brother, he must also set boundaries, ensuring Damian understands the values that define Genoa City and the Winters family. Protecting what matters, Nate knows that his career, reputation, and relationships are at stake. He becomes increasingly vigilant, keeping a close eye on Damian and Amy while seeking advice from trusted allies like Devon and Lily. Damian's true intentions. As Damian settles into Genoa City, his actions become a topic of speculation. Is he genuinely trying to forge a relationship with Nate, or is he hiding darker motives? His interactions with Amy suggest a complicated dynamic. One where loyalty to her is pitted against his newfound connection to Nate. The struggle for redemption. There are moments when Damian seems sincere, expressing regret for his past and a desire to build a better future. But his actions don't always align with his words, leaving Nate questioning whether Damian can be trusted. The lure of power. Damian's fascination with Nate's success and influence within the Winters family hints at ambitions that extend beyond brotherly bonding. Could he be tempted to exploit Nate's position for personal gain? The fallout. As tensions rise, the situation reaches a breaking point. Amy's true intentions come to light, and her manipulative ways are exposed once again. Damian, caught between loyalty to the woman who raised him and the brother he never knew, must make a choice: stand with Amy or embrace a new path with Nate. For Nate, the journey is a test of his resilience and judgment. He must navigate the delicate balance of offering Damian a chance at redemption while protecting himself and those he loves from potential harm. The future of Nate and Damian. The story of Nate and Damian is one of complex emotions, family bonds, and the challenge of overcoming a painful past. While Damian's arrival disrupts Nate's life, it also offers an opportunity for growth and connection. Whether Damian becomes a trusted ally or a source of continued turmoil remains to be seen, but one thing is certain: Genoa City will never be the same. As for Amy, her fate is uncertain. Whether she faces justice for her crimes or finds a way to manipulate her way out of accountability, one thing is clear: her grip on Damian's life is loosening, and Nate won't rest until the full truth is revealed. The road ahead is fraught with danger and discovery, but it's also filled with the promise of healing. For Nate, Damian, and the family, they are only beginning to rebuild.